Hello. Why have I? I don't even know. But you know, anything for content. Anything. I don't know. I don't even know. Wait, is the music loud? Is this fine? Okay. Wait, is this fine? Is this fine, y'all? Is the music fine? Is it loud or is it any changes? Oh my god. It seems good. Okay, you guys ready? I'm gonna start. One. Wait, not one. On a count of three. Yeah, yeah. On a count of three, we start. Okay, one, two, three. Oh, I need to fucking put a name. What? I don't know. Should I? You know what, Dylan? Dylan's a great name, right? What name should I put? Snowball? Snowball. You know what? I'm gonna just put Dylan. Electros. Okay, yep. Let's go! Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from a distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. The girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see making yourself today, but it just kind of works out because you know each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel like better off running away. However, I just sat idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Yeah. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You said like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Electro's swap. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or anything. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have to be me even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. Yeah. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Electro's WAP, have you decided on a club to join? Duh, the WAP dungeon, that's the club I'm gonna join. A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayuri likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on my average while spending my free time on games and anime. You feel like your face is gonna hurt today? My face is hurting already. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I worry about that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now because I died at thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though. Will you at least promising you try a little? Yeah, I guess. I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry about me makes me want to ease her mind a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever. It's over before I know it. After I pick up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello. Sayori? Sayori must come into while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch up to you out of the classroom, but I saw you sitting here and just spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're as ever worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late for your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori? Yeah? There is no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is the vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% she only did it because she thought it would be fun to start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after a while. Okay, she became the vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I might bring a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori's really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. Okay, yep. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs a section of school I rarely visit, being generally used for third year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Well, girl one, welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sayori always say nice things about you. Seriously, you bought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Electrosis Wop, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki? The girl with the sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also one who makes cupcakes according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girl. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with girls like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Electrosis Wop. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in the class, smart, beautiful, and athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Electrosis Wop. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? Okay, real talk, who best girl? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Wait, someone messaged me on Discord. Was it Lawn Man? Wait. Oh, God. Okay, I don't think... Sayori? Okay. Oh my lord. Who knows, who knows? Okay, the girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened to so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walked around to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabbed a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs first and Monica and I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. Okay. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? Oh, she's a tsundere. Yeah. I finally bite down. The icing is sweet, full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. What? Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Have I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? I thought you technically did, Sayori said. Well, maybe, Baka. But not for not you, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers give us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Well, I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know... I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me that I shouldn't tell Monica I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. Well, we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. The tsundere energy. Sorry, I'm not reading the chat too much. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing around about budget, publicity, and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into the literature club, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are here very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. Oh, my mouth. Oh, God. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow to this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in same goals. Monica must really worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they are all here so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Electro's swap. What kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I read these past few years, I don't have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself half jokingly. Natsuki head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup around with her finger. My favorites are novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moments I walked in, but it's obvious by the way of her eyes light up she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? That sounds like a foreshadow. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, what's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes darts over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set up an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I want to read everyone's poems. We all sat in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone! Question mark? Natsuki Yuri looks quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write poems of our own. The next time we meet, we will share all of them with each other. That way everyone's even. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, plus now we have a new member. I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of club. Isn't that right, Electros' WAP? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back in the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decisions. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me and with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought. Electros swap. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls, right? Okay, I decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came by for cockmates, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone, remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Electro's a swap. I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress this class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel like the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Electro Swap, since we are already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she's always staying after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! Oh, Lemons, what is this? This is Doki Doki Literature Club. Sorry, Bog, I didn't see your message. With that, the two of us desperate depart the club room, make our way home. The whole way my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls, Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. And will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Oh, alright. I just need to make the most of my circumstances and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh Lord. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever you likes your poem the most. Wait, is there a next page? How does this work anyway? Wonderful, sunny, waterfall, puppy, pleasure, vertigo, unstable, existence, anxiety, passion. So how does writing a poem even work? Can I save? Oh, I can. Okay. Let's... You gotta write poems, but use the words you think your favorite girl would like. Unstable. Tenacious flower, heaven sent sunset, exploding philosophy, insight, hair. Horror? Wasn't this... Okay, I think I get it. Yuri? Oh, Yuri's the purple girl, right? She's the one that likes horror. Let's do that then. Okay, depression. I have a feeling who this is. Oh. Just kidding. Agonizing. Okay, Yuri's actually... Okay, she's kind of interesting, I guess. Entropy. The little cheeky girls would jump when you pick words they like. Okay, I think I got it. Mouse. Hopeless. Inferno. Oh. Some interesting word choices. Disoriented. I'm leaning towards Yuri, I think. Oh god. I mean, this is Halloween. Let's make it as dark as possible. Sensation, pop-up, broken, imagination. Okay. Hi again, Electroswap. Glad to see you didn't run away from us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Electroswap. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. He deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And this last year too. I don't know if you plan to come here just to hang out or what. If you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in her classroom. Natsuki finds herself stuck between Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry guys, Electroswap already gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy that it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two really are good friends, aren't you? I mean, might be a little jealous. How come you and lecturers can become good friends too? Sayori? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even bought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal and it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this such situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It makes me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it will keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you want it. This is how's this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayuri and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's rummaging around in the closet. Ugh. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be in the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes met for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just reading it. I'm just rereading a bit for this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reasons. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Well... When I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. Oh, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'd definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets tapped by these people who escape from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like she was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out from nowhere. Ah ha ha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of this sort of thing, Electrosis Swap? No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy these kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri's into these things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you relate to the protagonist, they made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plan. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. I'm so sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment. You say you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. What, yeah? Are you sure? You seem to be a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. That's not what... It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I opened the book and started the prologue. I still understand what Yuri means about the reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she was reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... ha. Well, here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Then we lean each other in a little bit. Our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right arm to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumbs and her forefingers. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. but in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's kind of actually distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Eh? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes met. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. She's Canadian, maybe. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, alright? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. That's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finished the pages before me so I could turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it further over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she's also second guesses a lot of the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment, but electros a swap. That's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that... Wait, I didn't mean it that in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of things. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden, baka? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poem with each other. We might not have time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thoughts. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kinda down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read it with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I'd never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pulled out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of blue slate paper torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote her in a composition notebook. I can really see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Oh shit. Didn't mean to click that. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly complies while reaching into their own bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Obviously Yuri, since our poem is kind of about her. Let's pick her first. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I thought I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Question mark? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Ah ha ha ha. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experiences do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Well, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is basically my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that here are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's something not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as this is a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Oh. Ghosts under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminates beneath the amber glows. Bathing, it must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathed. What? Calms. I bathe. Calms? Breathing air out of the present but living the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really very descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write long poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I want to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Oh god. Actually, the ghost isn't bad a ghost at all, Electro Swap. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences into their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining places of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I haven't even thought of it that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing really. You're also impressive too, so... Nah, if anything I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. Ah, you know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Electro Swap. Ah, me too. Who should I show my poem next? Let's do... Monica. Hi, Electro Swap. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good to hear, glad to hear. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities of things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be able to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flows until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ha ha. Don't worry, Electro's Swap. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Electro Swap. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectation low. This way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. I guess it worked anyway. You know, that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes to keep simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I can never really ask though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write, since it's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Sure. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound very confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. It's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. and he on the other side was looking in. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Aha, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. This is a lot of poems that have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can really be powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about these stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen at the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark puddle of ink. So you just move your hands, so go with the flow. That's my advice for today. I could have taken this advice when I was writing my freaking page from my freaking capstone class, because I was literally stuck on one paragraph. Oh my god. Thanks for listening. Who should I show my poem next to? Let's do Natsuki. A lecture swap. If you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What do you expect me to believe, that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid, Baka? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. Well, we all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I like to read it. Painful to think about. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'll tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each of their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you probably think it's stupid. Eagles Can Fly by Natsuki, 2021. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. And Snowball can run. Oh, that last line just broke everything. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems, for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Someone can eat one word, someone can eat pee and eat trash. He's actually, I don't even know what he's doing right now. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it all fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last time. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. This is a good poem, Electros Swap. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I that kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just as you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm staring in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Electricity Swap. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayuri. I'm not sure if Sayuri sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah? Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That, that will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that, man. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out, play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue as a secret, but I trust you too. But it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad, I want breakfast. Sayori? This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least this makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Well, yeah. I didn't mean to say it that way. It's that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah, especially the last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were too late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. But next time I won't forget that I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. It's just a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I end up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you just completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clear about the feelings of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you tried that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for such suggestions, I would ask someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Electroswap did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across some particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Electroswap liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Electroswap appreciate my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself, bitch? No. If I was full myself, I would deliberately go out my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Oh shit. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose booze magically grew a size bigger as soon as Electroswap started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... That doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting guys. Suddenly, both girls turned toward me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Not Electroswap. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making you write poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out to the reader, not force him to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Electroswap. Wait, There's a reason why we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and the meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Electro Swap? Well, how did I fucking get dragged into this first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's going to be... Oh no. It's not like my boobs just magically grew 1 cup in size when I talk to Electro Swap or anything. So, I'm assuming this decision is gonna dictate who gets our love, I guess? What should I do? So, do we agree with Natsuki saying the poem should be simple, or Yuri that poem should be complex, or ask for help? What do I do? Guys, I need help. Yuri always? Okay. Natsuki? You're right, I like your poem. Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri won't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri? Eh? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, but here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened that you said her poems was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, even if you just told her how you felt. That this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said something that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized, don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fist, and nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle depression. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayuri, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from looking at all your faces right now. Oh, without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumbles up the poem with her hand and throws it into the trash. Natsuki surely didn't mean to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approaches her and she sits in the adjacent chair. Everything's alright. I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How could anyone gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handle it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Electro Swap. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you part of the club now. It's nothing. One more thing. The one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I say it was worth it. It was alright, mostly. Electro Swap, how about you? Yeah, I say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you'll learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kind of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better impressing those who I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Electro Swap, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Okay. I need a breather. Sayuri, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? Between Yuri and Natsuki? Doesn't that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Electro Swap, it's a nice thing that I can spend time with you in this club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me feel the happiest. And I think everyone's really like you too. Oh, my nose is getting stuffed now. We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that to her myself than to her, but it's easier to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, another poem. Massacre. Bouncy. Okay, let's just make this as tailored as possible to Yuri. Anger. Doki, what does it even mean? Another poem. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. Okay. Hi, Electro Swap. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just not used to you being a club out, that's all. That's a pretty simple thing to get you into a good mood. Oh god. I'm so tired. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in the mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you come with me to buy snack? No thanks. That's not like you after all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori? Why that all of a sudden? No reason really. I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and let its contents spill into the desk. Only two small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry and want an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one thing. You're always hungry. And so that only leaves the other one option. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book as always. I wasn't listening or anything. I was just something in my book. Yuri, tell the lecturers what to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after putting a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is far more enough retribution. I didn't mean like that. I got too absorbed into my book. I really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of yours. There's no way you could think like that. You were right, though. I did something bad, and now I have to expect a retribution. That. Still coming from you, Sayori. I guess that's a little devil in all of us, isn't there? Yeah. Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But you wouldn't have come if it wasn't for the cupcakes. And so I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Oh. Yeah. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Ow. What was... A cookie. Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution? It's retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you, but then I heard you blab about cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction though, aha. Natsuki, that's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Sayori hugs the cookie. Geez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. She's so good though. Sayori suddenly claps her hand around her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot just over one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine, still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sanya gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Jeez, I get it. Cookie's still in hand. Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a giant bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Mouthful Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. Geez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori? Natsuki glances around. Monica's in the club room. Where's Monica anyway? Good question. Have anyone heard of her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She's probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... Haha, I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me? A boyfriend? Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Oh, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monica quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you play music as well, Monica. I don't really. I kind of just started recently. I always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monica. Monica looks at me. Maybe once I get a little better, I will. Yay. That sounds cool. I also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Electroswap. Monica smiles sweetly. I didn't meet any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a lot recently, and I really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Okay. I need to breathe oxygen right now. Hey, Yuri. I suddenly noticed that Yuri's reading a different book from the one that we were reading together. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No, I was kind of just waiting for you. And if that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started? Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. If there's one thing that can make my reading here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to manage for yourself as well. Okay. Water ASMR? Okay. Delicious tea. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf and then kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the small water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug it in the teacher's desk and we'll get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movement. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerism. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and I can't even talk right now. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Okay, thanks. I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then? Yeah. What are you two off to? We're just... Yuri was going to make some tea, so I suddenly realized how weird sounds to explain this to Monica. We're just filling the water pitcher. Ah, okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it? Monica, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want me to tell there's something wrong with helping Electro swap in club activity? My mouth gapes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Then let's go, Electro swap. Ah. Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow. Oh my god. Yuri's she knows what she wants. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that? Yuri, something about the way she said that. It made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? No, Yuri, I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monica to judge people like that. Electro swap, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Because nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. When we have emotions, we can't hide that. We can't hide them. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns to a rain shower into a hurricane. No, wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? Friend, you say? Yuri lifts her head. Electro swap. I really like being friends with you. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. I kind of feel awkward saying that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway, yeah, shall we go? Electro swap, do you like oolong tea? Yes. Anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature of the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less while making tea for others, even though I'm not expert on tea or anything. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches her teapot and brings the measuring tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting that show, and you noticed I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I should try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out that's not very hard for me to do, and when it's you who's around anyway. That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worried about me in Electro swap. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Electro swap, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? What's that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just realized I just have back pain fairly regular, so I have to do my best to manage it. If that's so, I wonder why that is. It's most likely because my... Oh shit, I didn't mean to click that shit. Your posture, right? Always hunch over like that while reading. Yes, I have terrible reading posture. So do I. So that's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieved the book from my bag. I have some chocolate as well. There's a bag of small chocolate candies that I hidden from Sayuri's candy radar. I take it since it'll go well with tea. Yuri and I sit against the wall, teacups at our side, as if we assumed that the same reading position as last time, each holding one half the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression that I can only presume that the world around her has faded away. I used all my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I managed to relax a bit. I put the teacup between my legs and fumbled with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. Oh, that's okay. I won't take any. Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then it might get smudges on the pages. Yeah, I'll feed it to you. I didn't even think about that. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and hold it up to Yuri. Oh! She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely normal. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me as she needs to confirm what just happened. Electro's swap. Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Well, you were just helping. That's something friends do, right? I mean, not really in this kind of context, but yeah. You don't need to stop or anything. I see. The situation has gotten really tense. Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell just by her expression that she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my finger, but this time Yuri's eyes meets mine. How did I even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breath. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips, but it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my finger. Okay, everyone. What? Yuri jolts back. It's time to share poems. Yuri, okay, Electroslot, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right? Yeah, of course. Oh, I need to breathe. The spell is abruptly broken. They broke that relationship. That bitch. We were having an intimate moment. Let's see what you're written for today. Okay, I'm gonna try skipping some of those. I'm tired. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine to take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thought. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offered that. I offered that patience to her. Yeah, just being. I'm so tired. Oh, I can see why people do like multiple days for this. Yeah, that's really hard to play this all in one day. Okay, we're sharing poems now. Poem time. Oh wow, it's longer this time. The raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by a scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I would notice my strange tendency as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phases and reflects that much more light of my cutting knife. That very sunlight that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. That raccoon has taken to follow me. You could say that we've gotten used to each other. A raccoon becomes hungry and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement, a rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread and I feed myself again. It's a lot more daring today. Yep. There really aren't many people like you. That's exaggerating. Yeah, my nose is so stuffed now. Oh god, I actually can't really breathe right now. What the hell? I need to take it. I'm gonna start talking a bit less. Oof. Let's do. Okay, let's share another poem. Okay, our poem's better, but I just wondering, but have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style? No? How does she know? You can't deny that she's talented. Yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. That's the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person when she picks up pen. Okay, give me your poem. Oh, they're shipping us now. Shipping me and Yuri, okay. A fictional boyfriend. Okay, poem time. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, and endless. Cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Why did you have to refer to math stuff on this poem? Load me. What? What's with this all the space? I understand that poem you need to like space out your like paragraphs, but what the fuck is this? Load me. Is that referring to load? Wait, let me save something. It doesn't do anything. It's even more abstract than your last one. Playing with spaces. Those spaces was kind of weird. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. What? Okay. You never know when you might change your mind. Or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? Oh. Saba. Wait, what happens if I load? Oh, it doesn't do anything. Oh, that's strange. Telling us to save the game? Isn't that just breaking the fourth wall? Okay, yep. Like, I need some food now, probably. Maybe I feel like I might just end up doing this over November too. I'm not gonna. I could do like every day, play a bit of Doki Doki, I guess. Okay. Yep. Oopsies. Okay, poem time. Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams, little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, and a bottle all in a row. My collection makes me a lot of friends. Each bottle is a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friends feel a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friends after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blood dust off my bottle caps. Okay. Okay, my nose is... Okay, no problem. See ya, Snoop. Don't get lost. I blow dust on my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open and come my friends, and they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them off from the shelf, one after the other, handing them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against between my feet. Happy thoughts, and shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. That was a weird poem. That one's kind of creepy. Snowball. What are you doing? Okay, writing, yep. Wait a minute, check on Snowball. Snow rat. Well, I admit that's better than the last one. It's nice to see that you're putting in some effort. But I still don't like this at all. It's trying too hard to be serious. What do you mean by that? Poems don't need to be all deep sounding to express something. It's going to sound like forcing it unless you really don't suck at it. Honestly, don't bother, just write poems like this until you're at Yuri's level. Yuri stops short all of a sudden. Don't tell me. You're not just trying to impress Yuri, are you? What are you talking about? And keep your voice down. You know Yuri will love this kind of angusty? What the? Just because she's the talent writer doesn't mean looks like I'm in trouble. I somehow struck a nerve. Though what I did is beyond me. I am so done with you. Natsuki shoves the poem I handed her back over to me. Take your stupid bow. If you wrote it for someone else, just don't show it to me. Ouch. Oh. She thinks I'm writing to impress someone, maybe. Maybe not. We're done for today. I had something extra planned today so that everyone would come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put it together anything good in a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayuri has been working on posters and I've been designing some pamphlets we can give out during the events. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Oh, sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Oh. Poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the events. But the cool part is we're going to let anyone anyone else comes up and recite poems too. Sayuri puts it all on the posters in case someone wants to prepare it ahead of time. Sayuri, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea. I didn't sign up for this, you know? There's no way I'm going to perform in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Okay, yep, now there's, yep. I still think we should give it our best. Yep. Oh, I'm going to perform in front of the school now to get more members. Okay, yep. Okay. Oh no. Okay, we're going to do the festival. Okay, everyone's gonna perform now. Oh. Practice our poems in front of each other. Oh no, we're perform it now? The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Oh. Okay, they didn't even show the poem. Jeez. Oh, Yuri's is fired up. The poem is called... It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri voices shakes as she starts reading the poem. Okay. Now she's getting confident now. Oh, wow. Make me lower the standards? Okay, I'll go next then. She's the one that does simple poems. Jump. Okay. Yep. Oh, Yuri's jealous. Uh-oh. So let's just say one day that Yuri asked to walk home with you. What would you do? Kind of putting me on the spot here. I would walk home with Yuri, duh! Isn't she so beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said. You admitted it. There's not even a point in speculating something that's never going to happen. Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know? Need you, Sayori? I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now. Oh, she's jealous. Jealous! Okay, tired. Okay, I think I have enough for Doki Doki for today.